Truck dealers face a variety of challenges in a competitive marketplace. That goes with the territory. But as every dealer knows, the federal government has an enormous impact on the industry. That puts a premium on making sure lawmakers and regulators alike understand how the business works. ATD Chairman Kyle Treadway did just that when 2 United States senators visited his Salt Lake City dealership.
The snow-topped Wasatch Mountains overlooking Salt Lake City provide the picturesque backdrop for an unprecedented pair of events benefiting all truck dealers.
So they put TVs up there, put
TVs, microwaves, everything.
Oh yeah. This is just like home. I want this big truck over here.
Pretty cool.
Hi, I'm Kyle Treadway.
Mike Lee, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming.
On one day, ATD Chairman Kyle Treadway gave Utah's newest U.S. Senator Mike Lee a tour of his dealership.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
The following day, it was Utah's senior Senator Orrin Hatch's turn to learn about the business and meet constituents.
This is my nephew. He's 4th generation, Tucker Morgan. This is our service manager, Mike Kitchen.
Treadway began by telling his family's American success story, how it grew, the jobs it created.
It was pretty humble beginnings. My grandmother had to teach my grandfather how to read and write, and that was the entire company right there, all 3 employees. And today we've grown to 18 locations in 7 states, and we employ about 600 people. But this is where we started, and so this is where we manage everything. In this location, about 150 employees. We have high-paying jobs. Our average technician out here earns around $65,000. These are called bays, and we have 55 bays. We have 2 shifts of technicians, so we can be in operation from 6 in the morning till 1 in the morning.
Treadway explained how the tech's work and the cost of training is affected by regulations coming out of Washington.
The work that you do absolutely affects our world too. The emissions requirements that have come into effect over the last decade, and now we're working on fuel economy standards, which we have never had before. Federal emission requirements, so everybody's had to train up on each one of those. And per technician, we've probably invested another $20,000.
Easily.
Just to get them up to speed on that new equipment. So you multiply that by 27 technicians just in his department.
Man,
so
that's a lot.
And when you've invested in employees' training and growth, you'll do almost anything to keep together your loyal, hardworking team.
Because of the economic downturn, we've had to diversify the work that we do. Fire engines, we've even worked on helicopters. When the economic downturn came, these guys, we didn't want to let them go, so we had to keep them busy. So we had to branch out.
Sales, on the other hand, is just about trucks, and the senators discovered it's a lot different than selling cars.
All of our trucks are custom made. You don't have a standard model. Yeah. They're pretty much all custom designed. So you decide you're going to haul a load of bricks, you come to us and tell us the route you're going to take, the weight it's going to be, how frequently you're going to do it, and then we design and engineer a truck for you.
So people will buy it through you, but it's not built yet when they buy it through you.
Exactly.
And then you send the specifications to the Kenworth factory.
And they engineer it, and then they design it, and then they build it.
That's neat.
It's absolutely important to have a senator stop by our shop because they have to understand our business before they regulate our business. And they have rocked our world the last 10 years, and I don't know that they completely understand the dealer business model. So it's critical that they come in and see how their actions impact our lives and those of our employees and customers. What I'm trying to impress upon you is anytime there's a federal emissions change, it ripples through the entire industry.
And as they just explained, every time there's a change in emission standards, that means a change that ends up costing the industry millions of dollars. All those things have to be factored in, taken into account, so that we can make sure the trucking industry can keep up to any changes that happen in federal regulations.
We'd really like to establish relationships with our elected leaders, and then we would have the time to sit down and explain to them some of the challenges in our business and some of the ways that we can cooperatively work through some of these ideas. The clean environment, we all want to have a cleaner world for our children, and we definitely want to be a part of that. We want it to be economically viable, technically feasible, and we want it to be practical.
These guys employ hundreds of people, and they keep those people working. They also keep trucks on the road. Every one of us lives day to day acquiring goods from stores that are carried on trucks. And so people like this are essential to everything that happens in our economy.
Other Utah dealers and truck industry officials attended the visits, including senior NADA staff, as well as Utah car dealer and NADA chairman Stephen Wade, an old friend and supporter of Senator Hatch.
We're all friends. We're all friends. He tried to keep me straight all these years.
How did it work?
He does a good job for NADA.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, nobody's better.
Well, in all seriousness, this is the real deal. I mean, what he's done for our industry, we can't put a stamp on it. We can't even tell him thanks enough.
You love people who do things and who make things and who make the country work, and especially good, solid, honest business people like my friend here and the others that we've been with all morning.
I'd like to encourage all dealers to do this. Get to know your legislator, invite him to come see your business, meet you, learn what your business model is, how your business operates, what your issues are, what the challenges are and have been over the last decade. Establish that relationship and then follow through with it, so when we have something we need some help with, you've got somebody who knows you and lets you in the door.
Each tour ended with the senators climbing up into the cab of a big rig.
It's interesting to see even a high-powered senior legislator, when he crawls in behind the wheel, turns into a little kid with a truck.
And then what do you call this back here?
That's a sleeper berth.
You look good in that, Senator.
I do. That's really cool.
There's 6 seats in this thing?
Yes, this one is custom designed. Yeah, and it's about $180,000.
This is yours. You're going to drive this one.
It's a little rich for me.
Once he was past the gee whiz factor, Senator Hatch asked how long before these trucks wear out.
It can go 1,000,000 miles.
$1 million.
Yes.
Wow. $1 million.
Wow a member of Congress, and he'll know who you are the next time you knock on his door.